Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, teachers. Good afternoon again. We are here continuing with the workshops right here. Okay, this time we have our dear friend and colleague, Ernesto Correa. Let me introduce him a little bit, please. Ernesto has successfully put into practice some applications and in all his virtual English classrooms. He strongly believes that the interaction between students and the teacher is crucial in order to have a great learning process. Therefore, he took the following courses: integrating internet into classroom and Web Skills 2.0, both sponsored by the American Embassy in Bolivia. He has been part of the IVLP for the ELT in 2016, and currently he is a PS engineer at Mogic and leader.com. He has been exploring websites, integration, and web assembling. He is actively contributing to the community of Google Educators Group in Bolivia. He is a certified Google Educator, Level 1 and Level 2, and a Google Leader in La Paz. Thank you, Ernesto, for sharing and showing us all the good things about the application you're going to be sharing with us. Thank you very much, Ernesto.
Thanks, Mariela. Thank you very much. We were talking uh, behind behind
Mhm,
camera about
mhm.
everything, and thank you very much for that beautiful introduction and connection for me. And I have to be honest. Good afternoon to everybody again. I am a little nervous since English has not been a priority recently, but I'm still using things to teach English. So if you hear something strange or something that is not that correct, it's because inside of us, to correct things. Just let me know, but be nice.
Okay, thank you very much, Ernesto. So we are all yours.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you very much,
Thank you
Mariela.
very
And
much.
good afternoon to everybody again. It's a pleasure to be here. It is always a pleasure to be here teaching something and sharing something. Remember that the idea is that whatever somebody told me, Ernesto, you are like a toolbox. You have a solution in technology, almost to every little thing that we need. But I am just like a toolbox. The people that have to give a shape in the future is you, the teachers that are there from Monday to Friday, and this is the time to give a shape to all of these things we are learning. And for you today, I brought this tool that maybe you've seen this one before. Actually, we presented this uh, in a Saturday with some inspiration that we got with Cynthia, and we decided to present something similar. But now I will be a little bit more specific with the tools that we have here, which is Pear Deck. Okay, Peer Deck will give you, in short words, the alternative to interact with the students live. Okay, that is the idea behind Peer Deck. To make it short, what you will see today is that um, you will have the opportunity to interact live with your students, and in this case, you will be my students. So let me show you. Well, in this moment, you are not looking at my screen as a regular presentation. It is actually uh, it is a Google slide, but with this Peer Deck add-on. Okay, that is the definition. We use Google Slides to prepare a presentation. You know how to use Google Slides or PowerPoint, but you don't have interaction with the students. This is just to show. There might be some interaction if you activate microphones and cameras probably, but a real interaction with the students touching something that you've created, like we are going to do in Peer Deck. This is what we're gonna do. Okay, so in this moment, this is my presentation, and I would like to share this presentation with you. I have in this moment the link for this. Just give me a second. I will pass you the link for my presentation. Just give me a second. Let me show you the first concept that I told you. Okay, so as I told you first, this Pear deck comes directly from my Google slide presentation. Okay, um, what you do with Pear deck is to add some interaction that we will see here, and this interaction is available through an add-on. And how you install add-ons in Google Slide, that is very simple. You just come here. In my case, it is in Spanish, which says complementos, but you know now that is add-on. I have this one that is here next, but this one is an extension, but don't pay attention to that. It's just something fancy that I decided to put there. What is the important thing is here, add-ons, and here you have this section that says administer or manage add-ons. So you enter there, and as I told you, you have to install Pear deck. So what you have to do is to look for this add-on here, Pear deck. Any of them, no problem. You hit enter, and then you will have here the add-on to install. This is already installed, so it's not necessary to do it again. Once you install the add-on, you will have it here ready for you. Oops, I'm sorry. Let me go out. Okay, you will have it here ready for using it. You just go to Pear deck and open Pear deck add-on, and there you will have it. Okay, we will prepare one now live, but I will use that live example to show you other examples here. So when you finish, because this one is finished, but I will show you how to prepare it, you click on start the lesson. And here you have two options, and this is something I really love about Pear deck. The student pays the activity in which you share that activity, I mean, that interaction in your slides, so your students can do it at their own pace, which means that your students, it will register your students, and you will see their work live. Okay, they probably will not be sure about controlling that, but they will do the activities. The other one is in which you guide the activity. Okay, so students cannot jump and they go by your instructions. Okay, so I will use this one for today to show you. And what usually happens here when you start a new Pear deck presentation is that it asks you to fill in some information before you start. But in this case, you will not do this because this is thought to interact with people live. I mean, when we have people physically in one place. Instead of that, this is what we're going to do today. Here says, give students a link. So I will pass this link and you will have the opportunity to enter to this Pear deck activity. So I will hit here, give students a link copy it to clipboard, and in this moment I am pasting this link in our private chat with Mariela, and Mariela will pass this link to our YouTube session. So you will immediately enter, and as soon as you enter, I will see here how many people are connected. Now, why did I decide to use this? Because I had approximately between 30 to 40 students. And having 30 to 40 students was complicated, um, since I had to find a way to interact with them and evaluate them. And the perfect thing I could find was this. Okay, in this moment, if you see my screen, I can make sorry, I can make a big sorry, I can make a zoom here. You can see that I have 7 students connected. I mean, this is you in this moment enter into this peer deck. 7 students connected, and etc. Okay, so it will continue loading there. So remember that the link is in our YouTube chat. Okay, so I will continue now. As a teacher, I have this dashboard here. I'm going to show you. Yeah, it says welcome to the dashboard. I have 2 options. One that that is the one that I am using in this moment, the one in which I have 2 separate screens. I have one screen in this side, and from this side I can see this dashboard. And another option is that you enter to this dashboard using a tablet or a cell phone, so you can do basically the same. Okay, and I say got it, and I will close join code. Okay, you have the link, so that is not necessary. So now this is the presentation. Okay, now first I decided to put these like instructions before we do our actual lesson, which says as you can and get set. Let's follow these instructions for a better experience of what we're going to do in audio. Use headphones. Okay, so if in this moment you are following us from your cell phone or computer, I strongly recommend you use headphones. You will be asked to move from activity to activity, so get ready. If you're in a laptop, this will not be a problem. But if you are on a cell phone, be careful, because you will have to change windows from YouTube to Pear Deck. So I strongly recommend you use a laptop, which is much better because you will have two different screens. So remember that learning, trying, and sharing will give you the best results. Yes, and this is something we are applying these days. Okay, so whatever I do is not the final word. It means that I am presenting you the tool, and it's you, the teacher, the one that is going to give a context and is going to use this in different forms. Okay, now something interesting. I can see in this section participating only to Rosario and Alicia Paza. Then I have other people that are not doing anything yet. Okay, yes, and now I can see some people trying to put something. This is something really nice. As long as we are seeing this on my dashboard, I will show you later, not in this moment, I have the name of the people actively participating and the name of the people that are not participating. So this is something that is little difficult in our classrooms, since we don't know if we are in Google Meet or Zoom or even in YouTube using StreamYard. We don't know if students are actively participating, but using this, you somehow know that students are there. So for example, this is something cool. I can show you that somebody said, "Thank you, Ernest, I will do that." Actually, you did. I know you did. Okay, and I have the name of the person giving me this answer. Okay, this other answer that somebody put. Okay, they are just writing some comments. Okay, so you can see the live interaction we have here. Just to give you an idea, in this moment I have 23 people. From these 23 people, I have only 8 participating. Okay, and then you will participate more by looking at the other activities. Okay, well, let me hide this for a moment. Well, Patricia Almendro said something really nice on Monday. I think now, if you're thinking of coming back to the way we used to have classes in our Zoom 20 something at any branch of the CBA, that will not happen again as we used to have it. For that reason, something important that Patricia Almendro said on Monday was we have to consider flipping classroom, you know. And in order to flip the classroom, I really I took this from her presentation, which was connect, assign, and interact. From these, Peer Deck perfectly fits in this section, in these two sections, assign and interact, because you even have the ability in Peer Deck to assign it in Google Classroom and to get a report from Google Classroom too. And obviously you are seeing the interaction. Please consider these very good friends. Okay, I call them friends because most of my productivity by productivity in preparing my classes, they come from these elements. The classic Control C, Control V, Control X, Control Z. In the most of the cases, Control C, Control V. Okay, those are my very good friends. Another one is this one. Okay, this one is a combination of uh, keyboard combination. Sorry, that lets you get a screenshot of any part of your screen. So in this case, you usually get the screenshots from our bookmates that are there in our Google Drive. And it's very easy. You will notice I will make one in this moment. The combination is Windows Shift S, and you will notice that my screen will get a little dark. So it means that it's getting, yes, probably you can see there. Okay, and I'm going to get this screenshot. Okay, probably you haven't seen that, but in this moment it got a screenshot that you can see now here. Okay, in this I can directly paste anywhere I want. And in my case, in our case that we are going to see is Google Slides. Okay, I can paste this directly in Google Slides. What I usually do is obviously to get screenshots from activities from our material. Okay, and then I adapt it in Google Slides. If you don't have this ability on your laptops, this one is good, the snipping tool. And the snipping tool is something easy to look for. You just hit snipping tool in your Windows, and there you will have. And it does exactly the same as the combination above. Just hit new, and you have the ability to take a screenshot of any place you want. Now, this screenshot you can copy. I can make it bigger here. You can copy and paste it anywhere you want. As I said, I use this usually to copy, to get screenshots from activities to copy on my Google Slides. And obviously Paint, but I'm not going to use Paint. For tomorrow, I'm going to use Paint. Okay. No, these commands, they won't work, unfortunately, in all systems. Specifically this one, Windows Shift S, will work only Windows 10, but the latest versions. The snipping tool is something that you can find starting Windows 7 or Windows Vista, I think. Windows Vista until Windows 10, the latest. Okay, and well, the other ones, we know that they work mostly in all of them, except Mac. I don't know anything about Mac, so if somebody knows, please share with us. Okay, now let's go to show you some examples. This is one activity that I got from kids, which was asking about the time to them. And the important interaction here is this one that says here ABC text. I'm going to show you what is this in a moment. Okay, so what the student have to do, in this case kids, they have to complete this information with an hour, okay, from any of the sentences. So what is the interaction you have here is this one in Pear Deck. You will have the opportunity to write just to complete these sentences, obviously, you have the opportunity to complete in this moment some of these answers. You can probably put number one. Um, okay, thank you, Cynthia, for the question. For online classes, I just give the link. I prefer to give the link because it's faster to enter for the students, especially they get lost if you give them just a code. Okay, well, I was telling you, you can complete this exercise. I'm sorry, I lost my window. I have so many windows here. For example, I have here somebody completing the exercise, and I can show you, and you see the students' interaction there. I usually get up, add, and this is the interaction you will see from the students. Something interesting that you will notice is that, as I told you before, I have 33 people connected to Pear Deck and only 6 participating. So let's see what happens with the rest. How do you do this? That is the important question now. Ernesto, how do you do this? Okay, first, as we said before, we need a Google slide. Okay, so I'm going to open a Google slide in this moment. For the moment you are filling in that exercise, I'm going to use this Google slide. The next thing you want to do is activate your add-on Pear Deck. So I will activate it. Just give me a second. I have so many windows opened that it's making my computer a little slow. Okay. So now it's loading my Pear Deck. This is a blank template from my Google Slides, so I don't need anything to put in there. We have a template library. This is something interesting. And as preparing our lesson plans, you can think of how to begin a lesson. Think of what you can do during a section of your lesson, and what you can do by the end of your lesson, like an exit ticket. Okay, this is something cool about Pear Deck. You have these templates, so you can give more interaction to your lesson. The example I showed you just a moment ago is this one, the first basic example, which is making an interaction here with text only. So for example, I hit there and it's going to do this. You are going to add to this slide a test response preview. Okay, so I say I have the slide, and now this slide is ready to display something and to receive input from text. So what I usually do, what I always do, is to try to look for something in our lessons that can help do this. For example, in this moment, something that I have here is this. So remember, my friends, these key combinations. For example, I have the combination to get a screenshot that fast, which is Windows Shift S. I want people to complete probably this part. I got my screenshot and I paste this screenshot directly on my slide. Now, when I present this slide, the students will have the ability to interact, to complete these 2 exercises through this text option. The option I showed you some moments ago. Okay, and yes, now I can see a lot of people participating. For example, here I have one from, I can tell you the person that wrote this, for example, Lawrence. And Lawrence did a very complete use of the sentences here. Okay, I can show more about this. For example, this one that didn't do complete sentences, but the information is there. Um, and I have more that I can show in this moment. Okay, but you see the interaction is in this moment. As I told you, I have the names of the people that are participating or not. I will show that later. Okay, so this is the basic example you can do with something in Peer Deck. With one of the interactions in Peer Deck, sorry. Let me go to another example. Okay, in this example, I put here the multiple choice. And for the multiple choice, I used an example that we have in our bookmates. Our bookmates are usually full of activities that we don't know exactly if students are working on them or not. But what I do with my students is to make the modeling in Peer Deck and then controlling in Google Classroom that they've done the activity by sending pictures or any other thing. I will answer your question in a moment, Miguel. Okay, just be patient for a moment. Okay, so to do this, the multiple choice, I can open another slide. I just hit enter. And here, obviously, I have to look for an activity that has multiple choice exercises. Okay, so let me look for something that is similar to what we have in our Peer Deck, and I will show you the result in a moment. The thing is that I don't have probably this one here from our book. Give me a second, I'm going to show you. Here. Okay, this one is probably a multiple choice. Okay, probably, I would say. So let's use this one. Again, my friend combination Windows Shift S. I get the screenshot. I am making in a different order, but the order will not affect the result. I paste it. See, that was very easy. Directly pasting it, and I will make it big. And now I'm going to put this as a slide of multiple choice. So here is the option, multiple choice. It will update my slide. And it says the student will have these options to answer. You click on next, and you have to introduce the options. What were the options? Like, and the other one, likes. I will eliminate the other one. So I say update the slide. And when I present this, students will have the option to choose one of the possible answers, like or likes. What about our example? In this moment, you will have the opportunity to choose one of the possible options to answer this sentence. The adjective comes before or after the verb. Okay, so remember that I just took this example from our bookmate examples. Okay, and I can see, yes, I can see some confusion. We are half and a half in choosing the answer, the correct answer. This is because I didn't provide the context. So that is confusing people probably. But this is what I've got. You see here? And I can see here, if I hover, if you see, if I hover over the results, we can see who are the people that are actively participating. Okay. Now, somebody asked me a long time ago, but Ernesto, we are not providing the correct answer. Yes, because it's not necessary. We know what is the correct answer. As a teacher, the only thing we want to know is if students are actively participating or not. So if somebody is not actively participating, you for sure will know it. Okay. So that is example of how you do multiple choice examples. Then I have this one that is numbers, but I think this is very dedicated for mathematical purposes. So I'm not going to show an example. The only thing that this does is it gives you the ability to provide a number only for your answer. Okay, and sometimes you can make graphs probably, but that will be enough. Website will give you the ability to share here inside Peer Deck full information about websites, including YouTube. And that answers the question from one of my friends. When you use this, you have to paste here when you use this option, the www. When you use this option in a slide, you can pause here a YouTube video, and this YouTube video will appear on Peer Deck. Okay, that will answer Miguel's question. I think it was Miguel. Okay, but one that I really love, and this is the one that I want to show you here in the next example, is this one, the ability to draw, especially for kids. But in this example, I didn't use something for kids. I used something that everybody can do. Um, but for kids will be amazing. Okay, to draw here, well, you will probably have to complete with text only. But when I activate the option, you will see that you can draw, but at the same time you can type, and it gives you a big set of options like color, handwriting, different shapes of your interaction there. Okay, so in this moment I activated, and some people are trying to experiment. I have, for example, this one that this person, for example, is making a face here. Well, the idea here, remember, is to complete the simple past in the other exercises, please. This one, as you can see, you can draw, but at the same time you can type, which makes this something really interesting. This one was perfectly complete. You know, this person, I don't know who's this person. Jose Manuel. Very good, Jose Manuel. Jose Manuel put text input, and then he's using this to show some creativity. This can be really helpful for kids, I suppose. If we have teachers here that work with kids, they will love this. Parents will love this because they will find a way to have their children in a more interactive class. And you can see the other examples from the other teachers. You know, yes, some people are drawing. Okay, watched. Yes, somebody was trying to write there. Okay, good. This is amazing. Yes, I don't know who wrote that. Well, I know, but I cannot look for that person in this moment. Okay, good. Thank you for your participation. So, how you do this interaction? That is very simple. Again, I will look for an activity. Let me look for an activity that perfectly helps this part. For example, that's something related to listening, for example, we can do that. Let me, again, my combination of keys, Windows Shift S, Control V to paste the activity. This is the activity, and I need that my students listen to this activity and they check, or well, they put a check or a cross in true or false or something. What I do is to activate the draw option here. Here it tells me what this is going to do. I say update the slide, and now this slide have the ability to have something drawable there. Okay, now in this example I used something like telling you that we'll be listening. Okay, and that is a question that everybody makes about Peer Deck. Can you include audio to Peer Deck? Yes, you can. And that is the next example I'm going to show you. No, sorry. Before my listening example, this one, I made a mistake. Sorry. This one is the option of draggable. What is draggable? You can make people go to certain points depending on what you say. It's like dictation, concentration, and listening. Okay, so for example, let's go to this exercise. And I say, what time is it in La Paz? And in this moment, you will have the ability to drag like a little spot to the corresponding place in which it is showing the time of La Paz. I don't know if you can move your finger. Yes, for example, I've just seen teacher Zene moving. Then Mayra, I can see Mayra moving. Cynthia too, and I can see many people moving around. Uh, what time is? Sorry, it is 2:40 a.m. in Tokyo. So I will see people moving their fingers to the specific spot, uh, uh, like giving instructions. Tokyo. I said, it's 2:40 in Tokyo, and people can move their spots there. Okay, I can see Carla there. I can see Claudia de la Torre there. Daniela, Maria Fernanda. Okay, I can see those people moving to that specific section of the map. Okay, this is something cool because you can make practice concentration in some listening activities to students. Okay, if you want to see the results, these are the results. So I can see the people here. Okay, good. How do you do the draggable? That is very simple. You just hit the option here, draggable, and this will activate your Google slide to have the option so students can move their fingers all the way around. You can change the color of the dot that students are going to use. For example, in my case, I can put this. No, sorry, for that exercise, I can put a star, for example. And I can make this big or I can make this small. And I say update the slide and I will have that option for students to do it there. Okay, now let me go to the example I told you. For listening, this is what we usually have for listening. For example, I don't know if you can see here, I have the audio activated. This is one ability that Pear has, that it activates the audio whenever you have a Google slide section. It has a section in which if you include audio, the audio will work as it usually does in Google Slides. Okay, but in this case, it's a Pear Deck presentation. So if I hit here and play, the audio is playing in this moment. But this is not the option you want to work with. The option you want to work with, especially for listening, is this one. Add audio to slide. Okay, this add audio to slide will give you the ability to include two forms of audio. One is to record the audio. I mean, what I'm talking in this moment will directly upload, and this is something nice for our students because they want to listen to us if I am giving instructions, for example. Or the other option that you will see in a moment is to upload a file. So when you upload, you need an MP3 file. Okay, in this moment I don't have it here. I can look for it in a moment. But for you, I have the example. So this is the example. In this moment, you are watching. No, sorry, this was the draggable. Let me change. This one is the correct one. Oh my god, I made a mistake, guys. Sorry. This is the correct one. I made a terrible mistake. In this moment, what you're going to see is here in the upper part it says audio included. And in your interaction of your cell phone or computer, just down below, like here on the right corner down, you will find headphones, like the symbol of headphones. If you hit there, you will have the option to listen, and at the same time, you have the option to complete the answer for this exercise. So I want you to try in this moment, if you can, just to give you an idea. I'm going to do the same here so I can see if everybody here is actively participating. Well, I can see people looking at the slide, but I don't see people answering. So let's see what is happening. I am entering as a student and I want to show you the section, okay? This is what you see as a student. Oops. Okay. I will put clear here. Oh my God. Ah, okay. This is the problem. Sorry. Here is the audio. I don't know if you can see here this icon here in the corner. If you hit here, you have the audio ready. Listen to the conversation. So students listen and they can first complete their answers here through text, and second, they can circle the correct answer. Now what I want to see is if you teachers are trying to do this. For example, I have this one here. Yeah, somebody's trying to put some of the answers here. Okay, so that was one of the questions that people usually makes me about the Pear deck. Can you include audio? Yes, definitely you can. Okay, how do you do that? I told you before, you enter here to add audio. You can use your own voice, which is this option, recording your voice, and this other option, which is uploading a file like I did before. Okay, now I think that will be all from the basic but important options from Pear deck. What comes now is what you can do after your class. In this moment, I am showing your answers. I want to be a little bit more clear about what you see here in the dashboard. So let me show you, this is the dashboard. Here in this part on the corner, I have how many students are connected, but from these 39 students, how many are interacting in this moment, which is 24. Okay. Then another option is this one. In this one is like watching individual answers, but I can go to a grid layout in which I'm going to see a full set of people participating. Okay, you can sort by time or by student. That is something really cool, especially for the ones that work fast. Okay, you can give immediate feedback to a student that is doing good or bad. For example, here I can see Sulma, and here I can see leave feedback. I hit there and I can say, for example, good job. And in this moment, she's receiving this message in her interaction in Pear deck. Okay, so that is another thing you can do here in Pear deck. Another thing that is important is that you can see here the people working, or that at least try to work something. But here below you can see the people that are not participating yet. So this is really nice because you are in a live presentation and you can encourage people to participate more. Okay, now sometimes it happens that students would like to, because they couldn't finish their work, they would like to review some of the exercises. There is an option here that says turn on student paced mode, which means that it will be free for the students to go to any activity they want, and they will not depend on my following the lesson. Instead, they will have the option to go back or to go forward. Okay. Well, and one more thing. Um, my last question here. How well did you like this add-on? In this moment, you will have the opportunity to move your finger if you really like this add-on or if you didn't. Now, before I finish, I have to be clear about something here, is that I don't know how much money we are spending these days. For example, in my case, I am not spending on transportation. So for using these options that I am using now for Peer Deck, the full options that I showed you, I had to pay. So for using these options, I had to pay approximately for a year of service 1,000 bolivianos. But let me tell you that it's worth it, because um, I am saving some money since I am not moving to the CBA and I'm not buying things when going to the CBA like ice cream. And I am investing on these things. How many times we've seen teachers buying material like for Realia, I've seen many teachers buying original material from overseas. But I think now, because of the context we are living, investing money in things like this, it's a good option for our classes, especially for giving a good quality teaching to our students in terms of interaction. Okay. Well, I hope you like it. These are the results. I can see many people here actively
Yes.
participating.
Thank you very much, Ernest. There was a question.
Tell me.
Carlita Rodriguez asked, "How do we register as teachers?" She was asking.
Okay, as most of the things in technology, it will ask you to register under your Gmail account. So in this case, I strongly recommend you use this the CBA account and or a personal account. Both of them will work well.
Okay. I don't know if you have any other question there. There is one more. This is Rodrigo. Can we use that app in the classroom, in the Google Classroom?
Yes, you actually, what I did today was, in order to have people participating, I shared a link. That link, you can paste it in an assignment in Google Classroom, and students can access to that link without problem.
Okay. Thank you very much. And there is one more question to the guest teacher.
Tell me.
Pedro Beltran says, Ernesto, I think Peer Deck is a rich and a useful tool for teaching. It seems to be that there are more information and comments to learn. Am I right? He's saying.
Definitely, you're right. I just showed you something very little from Peer Deck. Um, there are other options that you should investigate, like this one, the template. It has more examples, and then after
Okay.
that, the other options are just yours to experiment. And one more thing, it has a certification similar to the
Mm.
certification I got
Oh,
from
cool.
from
That's great.
Google. You have one certification from, and it's very simple. You just have to use it, and they control how many times you use it. And as soon as you send some of your sample lessons, they give you a certificate.
Okay, and I think this is the last one, Ernest, and we're going to finish with this. Thank you very much. Miguel Vera says, at the beginning, I was able to use all the options, but now when I try to create a slide with Peer Deck, Draw, and Draggable option are just available for premium version. How can I fix this?
There is no way to fix this. You have to buy it, and this is what I said at the end. Uh, Sometimes I've seen many times teachers investing money in Realia from overseas, which costs around $100. But now we have to see options like this to invest. In this case, for the premium version, it's approximately 1,000 bolivianos a year. But something interesting, if you can open, Miguel, another account, another Gmail account, um, Peer Deck is giving 90 days of premium access
Mhm.
to all the news registers that are entering these days because of the COVID-19.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Ernest. I think that this option was very nice for us. I'm pretty sure that most of us will start working with this Peer Deck. It seems to be fun. And thank you for sharing one more time again, once more, Ernest. You know,
Mhm.
you're always there for us. And on behalf of the CBA, we want to thank you for being part of this academic conferences 2020. And we would like to give you a recognition, which is your certificate.
Okay.
So let me show you the certificate, please, which is there. Thank you
Oh,
very much, Ernest.
thank,
Thank you very much.
thanks to you, and your patience. Okay, now patience comes when applying these things, and don't forget to come tomorrow
Yes, tomorrow
to
we'll
the
have another
session.
session. Thank
Yes,
you
yes,
very
yes.
much. Thank you, my
You're
dear
welcome.
friends and dear colleagues. We have already posted the attendance list there, so please don't forget to complete the information to answer the question there. Thank you very much, Ernest. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye
See
bye.
you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.